This is part 2, read Bolton Byram, on media ethics for Christy Byram's course. Privilege was also a major factor when I was an editor in Florida Today newspaper. One of my reporters had been publishing a penetrating series on budgetary and jail abuses by the county sheriff. Well, the county sheriff went to court to prevent further publication of this series, but because of the Pentagon Papers case, the motion was immediately thrown out. He was not done with us, however. The sheriff then goaded the state's attorney into squeezing our reporter to reveal her sources for the investigation. The state's attorney cautioned us that we would lose this case and recommended that Mary Jo give up her sources. On our counsel, she refused. The state's attorney hauled her before a grand jury and questioned her about her sources. By refusing to testify in front of a grand jury and without a recognized reporter's shield, she was held in contempt of a grand jury and jailed. Anticipating this jailing, we initiated our plan that had been suggested years ago by an attorney in New York. She began reporting about poor jail conditions, improper diets, abuse of county jailers in the women's prison. And after 3 days of page 1 coverage, the sheriff relented, begged the state's attorney for her release. The painful irony of the situation is that the state's attorney was in fact the source for her original series of articles, but did not have the courage to reveal his involvement. All of these citations are repeated too frequently during my journalism career in other situations. And great reporting sometimes is a constant tug of war just to be published every day. Let me conclude with a discussion of ethics. Ethics is also a daily challenge for communicators. Communicators, reporters, and editors must build ethical reputations with their audience in order to establish credibility and authority. Taken together, these represent trust. Most of us view newspapers as ethical institutions built on truth. And those newspapers, their reporters, and reporter organizations maintain professional codes of ethics. But ethics are abused daily in the new communication sphere. And I'm not just talking about the abuse of truth and the web that arises every day and the political season. Let me cite a few non-traditional ethics concerns that have arisen out of social media, a growing world of ethical complexities. Word of mouth. Here are some practices that are considered unethical by marketers, yet they are used practically every day in word-of-mouth marketing. Hiring paid agents from a third party to post positive reviews about products. Well, sometimes this counterbalances legitimate negative reviews, and Microsoft is a good example of using this tactic. Creating a blog of unknown authorship that blindly promotes one product or issue while criticizing all others in the category, and using incentives to get people who are not using certain products to talk about them and their services on mail lists or Facebook. Twitter put-downs of criticism of a company or product. This particularly happened during the Toyota accelerator failures. Cyberbullying. I'm sure you all are aware of the unfortunate story of Megan Meyer in Missouri, who was driven to suicide by an ex-friend and her mother on MySpace. This was not an isolated incident. This was repeated in the death of Ryan Halligan in Vermont. But this time, instant text messaging was the weapon of choice. Blogger abuses. Competitors using social media to slam products by other manufacturers. There's a popular phrase on the website opinions.com. It is a piece of crap. And reviews range from electronic products to computer products on this site, and competitors have been ruthless, including products that haven't even been released to the market, in which they immediately start tearing down these products because, frankly, these products are better than their own company's products. It covers everything, including books. There was criticism of a family friend's very sensitively written book, a National Book Review winner, by some person best thought of as ignorant. What this person had it's a growing trend in the society surrounding social media, is the power of the anonymous pen. The anonymous pen is one of the greatest perils in digital communications. You see it in emails, in Facebook, in Twitter, in blogs, across the digital media scape. It has become another ethical dilemma, and frankly, it is one that communicators like you will be fighting your entire career. I thank you so much for inviting me to speak, and I wish you the best in your First Amendment and media law class. Thank you so much.